thing behind. I know that Tiger has got a background in fisheries and farming. He's a teacher by trade. And personally, I would love to hear much more of his stories about that. I'm sure we could all learn a lot from him. Anyway, without further ado, let me hand you over to the gentleman who's the president of this great club, and that is Tiger.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Kim, and welcome everybody. I am very excited for another meeting. Today is my last day of vacation, so I am soaking up every minute of this. This is my 4th Monday in a row at the beach. I haven't been here the whole time, but I keep ending up back here on Sunday night. I don't know how that works exactly, but I'm happy about that. I am excited for our Toastmaster today. This will be her first time as Toastmaster for RSS, and I know she's been working very hard behind the scenes. She has been a Toastmaster for 8 months. I met her at a meeting in Barcelona. She is a new member to RSS, as are many of you. Swimming is her favorite sport. And she says that before a competition, the most important thing is to get a good night's sleep before. And we were hoping she got a good night's sleep last night. She looks like she did. I will now turn the meeting over to the lovely Miss Sarah. I give you the virtual podium. It's all yours.
Wow. Thank you, Tiger. Welcome to this meeting, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, we will have a special meeting, I hope, because I have chosen the topic Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, because as you know, the Olympic and Paralympic Games were planned to be this year, but they had to be postponed for next year. But anyways, I wanted to create this, this environment of unity, of sport, etc. for our meeting, because I think some of the values that are part of the Olympics are also the values that we have in our club. They are friendship, respect, and excellence. And I also think that the speakers here all are similar to athletes in the way that we are all working very hard to improve ourselves, just as the athletes that work every day to be the best version of themselves. And we are here every week to work very hard in the speeches or etc. in our projects. So I ask you please to imagine for this hour that you are one athlete and you are going to those Olympic Games to compete with the best of the world, because I really think that we are on that way to become the best. Okay, and now I will explain you in general how is going to be the structure of the meeting, because we still have the 3 main parts that we always have, but some weeks ago we had a survey to add some small changes, so I will let you know how it's gonna be. First, in the first place, we will have the prepared speeches, then the funny part with the table topics, and at the end the evaluations. But for the first time, we will have a 1-minute feedback in private in our chat in order to give feedback to the prepared speech. Today is going to be special too, because we only have 1 prepared speech and we will have a special demonstration. Then for the table topics, we will also have something new, which is going to be the evaluation of the table topics. And well, now we are almost ready to start, but before, let me introduce the roles of the participants of the evaluation team. First, I need to introduce the grammarian. Well, Michelle, the champion in bowling, she will be the grammarian today, and she sees bowling as a team sport. And the piece of advice she can give us is to bring out the best in others. So please, Michelle.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I love how you're starting the meeting with putting us all in a frame of mind for competition, the Olympics. And to suit our theme, I chose the word of the day, excel. Excel as a verb, or excellence as a noun, or excellent as an adjective, excellently as an adverb. So you can use different versions: the verb excel, the noun excellence, excellent as an adverb, or excellently as an, or excellent as an adjective, or excellently as an adverb. And excellence does not mean perfection. It means the very best, but there will always be a level that you can go up beyond. And that's where Olympics is so fitting. I hope that you will use excellent or excel or various versions in your speeches, in your table topics, in your evaluations, or anytime that you are called upon. Back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Michelle. Now let me introduce you with the A counter, or excellent artistic skater representing Cambodia. And her advice to become the best in the world is to have perseverance and regular training. So please, Kunan.
Thank you, Sarah. And I am an accountant. Dear fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, the purpose of as counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a sketch or past filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overrushed words, including and well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including as, and I will also know when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Back to you, Sarah.
Great, Kunan. Now let me introduce you the timer. We have a great timer today because we have the champion in 100 meters sprint representing England. We have Kim, and her tip to become the best in the world is practice, practice, practice. Kim, the stage is yours.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. So I am timer for today. A couple of years ago, I lost my darling dad. And when that happened, something smacked me hard in the face about time. The time is finite, and because it's finite, it's precious. And because it's precious, how we spend time and who we spend time with is vitally important. So today I will be your timekeeper. As per the Toastmasters way, everyone is timed. We will give traffic light indicators of green, amber, red. If you look at the agenda, which I shared at the beginning of the meeting, it has the timings in there. For the speeches, that's generally 5, 6, 7. For the speech evaluators, that'll be timed at 2, 2.5, and 3. And for table topics, that will be 1, 1.5, and 2. I've got my cards here. I'm ready to roll. So let me hand you back to our Toastmaster. Thank you, Sarah.
Excellent, Kim. And then let me introduce you with our general evaluator, who is also our president. representing United States in soccer, but not only as an athlete, also as a coach. His recommendation to be the best athlete, but as a good speaker too, is to play with passion and as a team and have fun. Please, Tiger, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Sarah. So my job as a general evaluator will be to evaluate all those that evaluate the meeting. And I'm going to show Panos how you can do this in 3 minutes. Back to you, Miss Table Topics Master.
Okay, I think we are ready to start. First, as I told you, we have the prepared speeches. And our first speech will be a demonstration by our guest, Shiny Kabir. But let me give you some words about her. She joined Toastmasters since 2004 and achieved many awards, including Best Toastmaster of the Year in Division B, Most Vibrant High Performance Leadership Award, Best Area Director Award in Division B, and so on. She has mentored and supported many clubs and Gable clubs. She participated in talk shows and anchoring. And she's involved in many organizations and various philanthropic work. And today, she will explain us a little bit about laughter yoga in the way they do in her club in Qatar. So please join me to welcome Shiny Kabir with a big silent applause.
Thank you very much. Actually, DTM Vicky requested me to conduct this laughter yoga session here. I don't know, I think Vicky has some technical glitches. She's not able to start her video. So this is the laughter yoga. We already have a club here in Qatar as Laughter Yoga Club, which I was the founder of the club and I was the area director. So this club, what we do is we conduct this laughter yoga in the beginning for 15 minutes. So all our members will be very energized throughout the meeting. And after that, we will conduct the normal Toastmasters educational program. So let me tell you something about laughter yoga, the overview of laughter yoga. Laughter yoga, the founder of laughter yoga is Dr. Madan Kataria from Mumbai, India. He just started this with a few people, 5 or 6 people in a park, and now it's a worldwide organizations are using this laughter yoga. So this laughter yoga is basically to laugh for no reason. Now, if we laugh for no reason, people will say we have to go somewhere else, you know, we are crazy. But this is basically laughing for laugh for no reason, as children does. The best example of children. While we were children, we were laughing for no reason. But when we grew up, we forgot to laugh due to this busy schedule and stressful life. So this was this laughter yoga was found on the concept that our body accepts what our mind does. You know, so our mind when we laugh, we fake the laughter. It accepts it's not real. So it gives the same biological benefit to our health. Actually, this is laughter yoga is very much helpful. It's very much beneficial because it increases our immune system. It reduces stress, and it releases a feel-good hormone called endorphin. So without further ado, I'll just go to the practical session. So may I request you all to please stand up and unmute yourself. So I want you all. I want to hear you all laughter. So that will give me energy. Okay. And please come out of your comfort zone if you can stand up. So laughter yoga has 4 steps. The first step is warming up. Warming up, just clap your hand with a rhythm, and that is palm to palm, finger to finger. So this generates an acupressure and gives us energy. Okay. So when I tell 1, 2, 3, start. Ho ho ha ha ha. 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 Ho ha ha. So now you got energy because this creates an acupressure here when we laugh. And the second step is breathing. This is called laughter yoga because this is laughter exercises with breathing, along with breathing. So just while inhaling, stretch your hands, and while exhaling, bring it closer to you. Okay. So inhale deeply. Squeeze your belly muscle and exhale deeply. Bring your hands closer. Exhale through mouth, inhale through nose. Now, while you are exhaling, you will laugh out loud. Okay. So keep it closer and inhale. Again, inhale, bring it closer. While exhaling, laugh out loud. Okay. Inhale, bring your hands closer. While exhaling, laugh. So that was breathing. And third technique is childlike playfulness. Now we all have a child inside us. So let's keep it alive. Let's be a child now. Okay. So very good. Yay. Very good. Yay. Very good. Yay. The fourth one, we will move on to our laughter exercises. Fourth is laughter exercises. So as we are here in our meeting, Toastmasters meeting, and due to Corona, we can't shake hands. So avoid shake hand. So first we'll greet. This is a greeting laughter. Okay. So as in India, we do like this. This is Namaste pose. But as you are doing like this, you can do that pose also, no problem. Okay. This or this, and just laugh. Okay. Okay, that was greeting laughter. Second one is there's milkshake laughter. Okay, so this is stretch your hands like this, both the hands, and then do it with me. Yeah, start now. Stretch your hands. Start. This laughter yoga is basically finding fun in every situation. So even if you're arguing, you're laughing while arguing. So this is the argument laughter. Come on, please. And, now this is the lion laughter. Just stick your tongue out and your paws like this. Okay. Okay, these are just a small example. Okay, there are a lot more, and you can even customize this. You can use this as a daily practice. When you get up in the morning, go in front of the mirror, just look at the mirror and laugh. Say, I'm the best, and laugh. while brushing you can laugh, while taking shower you can laugh. So you can make it a habit and laugh, because laughter is the best medicine which will keep you always happy, and this happiness will help you keep positive and excel in your life. Okay, so very good, yay!
Very good, very good. Yay!
Over to
Yay!
Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, that was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shiny. A big silent applause, please, for Shiny.
Thank you.
I think this laughter yoga should be included in the Olympic sports, and it's also a good technique before speeches to
Yeah.
get rid of nervousness. Thank you for that. Now it's time to have our second speech. It will be delivered by Amy. But before I introduce Amy, let me introduce her evaluator, who is going to be Asil. Asil will tell us the objective of the speech.
Thank
And representing Kazakhstan in walking, Asil told me that this morning when she was walking, she saw a chicken crossing the road. And do you know why this chicken crossed the road? Well, it turned out it was going to ask Asil where it could find Roseburg speakers and storytellers. So please, Asil, tell us about the objective of Amy's speech.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Amy is working on Presentation Master Pathways, Level 2, Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify their primary style. And also to share the impact of their style on others. Please welcome Amy with her speech entitled Listen to Silence. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Asil. Well, I will ask you to listen very carefully to Amy's speech, because after the speech, you will have 1 minute to write an evaluation or personal feedback in the chat. So please feel yourself as an evaluator so that you can give a feedback. And now it is time to call on stage Amy. Representing Ireland in cycling, she said the best thing is to stick at it and keep working in order to become the best of the world. So Amy Hartshorn with the speech Listening to Silence. Listening to Silence, Amy Hartshorn.
Thank you. Good morning, Toastmasters and most welcome guests. I'd like to ask you, do long silences make you feel uncomfortable? Anyone? Does it? I actually, I quite enjoy long silences. I enjoy the silence and the calm, the stillness you get from it. Today, I'd like to tell you about my communication style. To do this, I will tell you about my communication ability, my communication style, and what I've learned from all this research. First, I'd like to bring you back to when I first realized that these long, drawn-out silences actually make people feel uncomfortable. I met my friend Aideen. Now this girl has a huge personality. She's great and she can talk. And when I say she can talk, she can really talk. She can talk for Ireland and most of Europe. Aideen, I used to look at Aideen with such envy, looking at how she could talk her way out of any college project. I soon seen though that her strength was also her Achilles heel when I seen her talking herself really deep into a hole. Like, we've all talked ourselves into a bit of a hole, but Aideen, she would just keep digging and digging with those words. Aideen couldn't handle the silence. I remember as well my first couple of RSS meetings and seeing everyone and the full energy that they brought and all the smiles and everything. And I remember thinking, like, this is amazing, but I'm not this. I can't bring this. Am I even going to be able to fit in? Like this, I don't have this in me. Thankfully, I didn't let it deter me, and I kept with it, and I kept coming along. And I discovered that I do have something, you know, there's something there. I have an ability to communicate, because I can tell you, before Christmas, I would have had very little confidence in my ability to communicate with others. So I get this project, and I'm now comfortable that I'm okay communicating, and it has this little test and says, let's do your communication test, or test to see what your style is. So I read the profiles first, and I kind of like the look of supportive. I'm like, yeah, I'm supportive. I'm caring, I'm a good listener. Yeah, that's me. Doing the test, taking the answers, tallied it all up, and I see that I'm analytical. Now, like, there's nothing wrong with analytical, but I see myself as maybe direct, possibly initiating, but definitely supportive. But I didn't think I was analytical. I go tell my family and friends, see what they think. They all think this makes a lot of sense. I'm still not convinced. So I decide to see what the internet can tell me about myself. I do a personality test and discover I'm an advocate. Start reading all the information that's there. Things start to tally up. I begin to analyze all the data I'm seeing. I start to put it into a logistical manner to understand the stats and figure out everything. And then I stop for a second and realize that, right, I might be a little analytical. I do though realize though that with being analytical, I can analyze my communication style. So I do, and I break it down, and I see that I'm 50% analytical, 30% supportive, 20% initiating, and 5% direct. So I'm kind of okay with this. So now I have my understanding of my communication ability, and I know my style. I start to wonder about the silence and why this silence has always been such a big part of my life. I wonder why I've spent so long of my life being envious of others bring this bright sunshine, and why my life has been filled with regret for not showing up and not bringing that to situations. I ask myself this, and do you know what I realize? I realize that I have a huge fear of being judged, and my silence is my security blanket. I have a huge fear of being profiled or stereotyped with how I project myself. And I also have issues with being put into a box, which explains why I struggle so much with my answer to my communication style. But I realized life isn't about being afraid or hiding who you are and your fears. Life is about understanding who you are and being okay with who that person is. When I went through my prep work for this and I discovered that I have a communication ability and I have a style, and yeah, I have some issues that have held me back with my communication ability, I now know that I can be okay with who I am and I can let myself shine through. And I hope with this speech today and with these words, if this resonates to anyone else that feels like that, that it too will help you to be okay with who you are and let your light shine through. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Wow.
Wow, Amy. That was great. I think many of us can relate to those experiences. And now we have 1 minute to write a feedback privately in the chat to Amy. So please, Madam Timer, let us know when the minute is up. Okay, time is up. One other piece of advice of Asil is always to keep yourself busy with things you enjoy, as well for speakers as for athletes. And before we go to the next part of the meeting, which is the table topics, let me tell you that for the Paralympic Games, we have some additional values to the ones I mentioned at the beginning for the Olympic Games, which are determination, inspiration, courage, and equality. And the goal of the Olympic Games in general is to contribute to building a peaceful and better world through sports. Okay, time to go to the second part of our meeting, which today will be evaluated by Jasmine. Well, the table topics will be managed by Shilpa, but evaluated by Jasmine. And as this is a new role, I will ask Jasmine to explain us what is she going to evaluate. So representing India in swimming and cycling, Jasmine says that the very time she took up a new swimming and cycle adventure, she simply tells herself that that she has to be, that there's no other who she's gonna compete with but herself, and she has to be better every time. So please, Jasmine, explain us what you're gonna be evaluating in the table topics.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It's indeed my pleasure to just have set up as first time evaluating, because as you rightly said, this is the first time we have introduced this section. The aim, as we discussed earlier when we introduced it, is to also give sort of feedback to the table topics. I know it's very interesting and impromptu, which is sort of more challenging than prepared speeches. And it's very worthwhile to sort of receive short feedback. And I will try to summarize it quickly because I have around 5 minutes to do so. So I'm trying to give very short 1 minute feedback to the table topic speakers. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Okay, now we have Shilpa representing India in cycling and badminton. She says before each time she's playing anything, she tells to herself to have a good time and try to be better and better. So please, Shilpa, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Sarah, for that introduction and bringing the spirit of sports to our club, starting with laughter yoga, and now we are getting excited. As we like to excel in sports, we also like to excel in our club as speakers. I would like to call upon the guests. I would present some questions and like our guests to take those questions, and also the members who are not playing a role today. Let me share my screen with you. Give me a minute here. Do you see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. My first question, we have a guest today, Seni, who said that she was very excited for this meeting because it's about sports and she likes sports. So I hope you are interested to take this question, Seni. For you, what does this symbol stands for you? Seni, for you, what does this symbol stands for? Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Table Topic Master Silva. Well, since I was a child, I used to do many sports like badminton, like swimming. I learned to swim when I was 13 years old, maybe. And then when I turned teenager, when I was 16 years old, I learned badminton. When I was 17 years old, I learned table tennis. Yeah, and I love sports. And yeah, I can say that I was a good player that time when I was a teenager. And I seen many badminton competitions and table tennis badminton competition as well, like in Asian Games or Olympics. I once searched for this symbol meaning, but maybe in the past and yeah, years already. It's been a while, and I think I have forgot. But today it recalls me again to answer this. I think this symbol is representing the 5 continents from around the world. This is the symbol for the unity. This symbol means the sports, the athletes from all around the world can be gathered together. Yeah, it's in unity, in diversity through sports. Back to you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master Silva.
Thank you, Seni, for that reply. it indeed represents unity. I would call upon our next speaker, next guest, Mohammed from London, who has kindly accepted to answer a table topic question. The question for you, Mohammed, is, do you think Olympic villages are economy boosters, or they just represent extravagance? Over to you, Mohammed.
Hello, Shilpa, and thank you for hosting today's table topic session. Okay, so do I think Olympic villages are economic boosters or extravagance? I've actually never heard of the term Olympic villages before, but I will try and attempt to figure out what it is. But I believe, from what I understand, in London, we had Stratford, an area in London that was transformed as a result of the Olympic Games taking form in East London. So in terms of what transformed, you know, there was new buildings developing because it boosted economy in the area, it boosted trade. So in that sense, it can boost, you know, a lot of tourism in the location. However, it can be also an extravagance because there's a lot of cost that's associated with it. And long after the Olympics are finished, then, you know, you still have those remnants still around. So I think it can boost the economy, but also you are left with, you know, we've still got a stadium that's all remnants of stadium stuff that's still not in use. So you have to weigh up the scales and kind of judge what's the better. But I would think it's more of an economy booster. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed, for sharing your thoughts. It's good advice to weigh the scales because yes, it can be both. I would now like to move on to our one of the guests, Brian. And then, Brian, are you there with us or the work is keeping you away from us?
I'm here.
Very well. So this is the image. We were talking about Paralympics. Sarah told us about them. This image is from a Special Olympics match, table tennis match. Would you like to share your thoughts? What emotions are evoked when you see this?
Madam Topic Master and my fellow people of the colorful rings of life. Thank you for this excellent question, but I'm going to have to excel down the rabbit hole of life because I am a non-sports person of the world. I do not run, skate, ski, or do any other outdoor activity. I am a indoor body. I was not raised to be a sun worshiper. Yes, you can all sit there, judge me in this little box that I'm in. That's your right. Special Olympics. I commend those individuals that are out to prove that they are just like me and you. Yes, I believe the Olympics go out of their way to make a big extravagant show, but I think it's more important to support those special individuals that are there to prove that they are just like us. I rather spend my time going to the Special Olympics instead of the Olympics because who cares if you can run a mile in 4 minutes when someone who's it's not the same takes 4 hours to run a mile. I can sit there and watch that 4-hour mile. That 4-minute mile is over just like that. Where's the fun in that? Special Olympics all the way. Back to you, Topic Master.
Thank you, Brian, for raising that a spirit in us. Special Olympics are the reason I watched them and I got out of the box that you are in currently. I thought, let me also move my body a little bit. Now, my next question is for our immediate past president, Kevin, who is committed to attend our meetings from wherever he is in the world. Isn't that fabulous? He is a military man, I think. I would like to ask him, what would you choose, Kevin? Losing a game to a better player or winning against a weak player? Do you hear me?
Yes, I do. Quite honestly, I would prefer to lose to a better player because it teaches me to lose with dignity. It also teaches me to learn why I lost, how I can get better, what I need to do to excel in training. I feel that if we take pride in winning against a weaker opponent or a player, we don't learn as much about ourselves. And therefore we lose that competitive element, that sense of competition. We get laid back, we become lax. And I don't like that feeling. I like the feeling of competition. I like that drive that makes me want to excel. And it's not just in the situation of the Olympics, also in Toastmaster speech contests, things of that nature. Sometimes I really feel that I have a lot to learn because I lose a lot. But at the same time, I develop this drive to excel, to find out what I can do to improve myself, to get better. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Kevin. It is only through learning from a better person that we can learn ourselves, we can excel ourselves. Isn't that true? Yes, it is. In the spirit of Olympic Games, how can we have a session without some actual sports? We would like to invite now our Vice President of Promotions, our PR Vice President, Federico. Are you in for some questions, Federico?
Sure, I'm always ready for some.
Yes, so you have to choose between this or that. You have to choose one of the sports. I know what this is. Would you like to swim or play soccer, play ball?
Well, I will always swim. I was a swimmer for 8 years, and I started because my godfather was, let's say, not the most careful person in the world. He threw me to the swimming pool and he thought that I knew how to swim. Imagine I was literally drowning in the swimming pool. I almost died in the place, and then I just woke up like hours later. What happened? Well, you were drowning. Your grandfather thought, well, your godfather thought that you knew how to swim. Then my father decided, man, you're going to go to the swimming pool. I was completely scared about it. I was more afraid of any swimming pool after that experience that I almost died when I was 10 years old. So he said, you're going to go to the swimming pool. So during that summer, I was going to the swimming pool. My father left me alone with the teachers and the other children. I was the most afraid guy of even touching the water. And I was always next to the pipe and everything like that. One day my father came and he did the same that did my godfather. Throw me to the swimming pool, again, in the middle of the swimming pool. And that's how I learned how to swim. For me, swimming has been always part of me since that day. While soccer or football, even though I'm a Latin American, I always wonder, why should I run for a ball without sense? while swimming is just an art that develop all your muscles at once. Come back to you.
Thank you, Federico. I wish I had an uncle or my father threw me in a swimming pool. At least at 40, I would not be the one saying, oh no, I don't know swimming. So, time for the next question. I know, Panos, you're looking at the screen like this question is for you. It is for you. You have to choose between heavy lifting, the weights, or some indoor games like with the games that you play with dice or chess, indoors or outdoors. Like these are both indoors, but indoors or outdoors.
Madam Table Topics Master, it sounds like a little bit like a jack of all trades, because I saw a dumbbell, then I saw a dice, then I heard about chess and indoors and outdoors. So let me tell you how I understand this topic. I get to do whatever I want. So this is my favorite sport, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to share it with you. I get to choose both speaking sports and rock climbing sports, or mountain climbing sports with a little bit of rock climbing. And I'm about to do this tomorrow and climb another mountain together with a group of people. Let me tell you their ages: 65, 55, my age, secret, and 17. This is our group of people that we go mountaineering together. 65, 55, moi, and 17. And we get the most beautiful discussions while we're walking together and working together ever so often to climb on top of the mountain. We do this a lot in the winter times, but also in the summertime. It's a bit easier. So look at that. It's not just nature. It's not just the vibrancy of the sounds and the sun and the chirping of the birds, but it's also the human spirit dancing around from topic to topic, and you never know where the mountain will take you or where the discussion will take you. So I get to pick both sports. Try it out. Mountaineering, chatting. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Panos. Chatting is one sport I am fond of. Mountaineering, I'll try on someday. But you gave my answer. It's all about outdoors for you. So let's now move on to back saying, thanking you for all for participating in the Table Topics session of today. I'll stop sharing my screen, and I would like to bring upon back, give the stage to our fabulous Toastmaster of this day, Sarah, for the next part of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster, Sarah.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you for those great table topics. It was very interesting and the answers were great. Thank you to all the participants. Let me give you a silent applause again because they were really nice. Now it is time for the third part of the meeting, which is the evaluations. And you know that receiving feedback is crucial for any good athlete and for any good speaker. And feedback is a very important part of our Toastmaster journey. And it is a part where we all can learn. So let's call our general evaluator of today's meeting, Tiger, with the evaluation of the whole meeting and with all the things that we can improve for the next time. So Tiger, please.
Thank you, Sarah. You excelled at your Toastmaster job, and I will expand on that later. Thank you so much. And she's going to give her evaluation of Amy. So, Asil, the virtual podium is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, Amy, congratulations. You obviously spent a lot of time preparing this presentation, and you obviously covered the subject. You identified your analytical style. When I asked what I should pay attention to, you said on engagement with the audience, the flow of my speech, of your speech. You certainly caught the attention of the audience by asking the question, if silence makes you uncomfortable. Your flow of your speech was smooth, your pace was easy to follow and understand you. We could all relate to your speech. I'm sure that some of us felt what you felt. Huge fear of being judged and being envy when somebody does something better than you. You did many things so well. Your speech was well organized, and you said that you are going to bring us back, and we were prepared for that, and you talked about your grammar. It was a good use of words and humor, like you said about your grammar. She could talk for Ireland and most Europe. Or this really deep into hole digging with words. I love it. I also love that you were standing so we could easily see your body language well. You kind of touched your ear when you talked about good listeners. I have a few recommendations for you. When you ask questions, you could actually make, you ask the question about silence when you feel uncomfortable with that. You actually could make that silence. And that, when you do that, it would make your point more effective. Your eye contact was good, but sometimes you looked away like looking, like trying to remember something. It felt like that. So just to look at the camera or at your audience. I can see the timer. Okay. So overall, it was a great speech, and we totally agree with you that we shouldn't hide yourself. We should be appreciated by who we are. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Asil, for that excellent and detailed evaluation. And now it's time to bring on Yasmin. This is the first time that we will have an evaluator for table topics. So I'm very excited to see what Yasmin is going to share with us. Yasmin, the virtual podium is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, General Evaluator. It was without any doubt, I guess it is without any doubt indeed, that we excelled in all the table topics today. Not because the table titles itself were excellent, but because we had excellent speakers who could take up the challenge impromptu and bring such a variety to the meeting. I have to be very concise. I might not be able to give feedback to everyone in the sense of improvements, but I'm gonna share in which ways different topics excelled, which perhaps is of sort of, provoking thinking to all of us and sort of mutually beneficial. Seni, I would appreciate the way you started. You really hinted at all the levels of your life and the different games you have had at different stages, and then you connected it with the 5 continents. So it's in a way it weaved well, because you started with 5 games and then 5 continents, and then bringing in the message of unity in diversity. Excellently done. I think you need to work a little bit on your poses. to just make your message very impactful to others. For Mohammed, he said he doesn't know Olympic villages, but he did a brilliant job in bringing the rationale of what Olympic villages could be. So he did an excellent work in just putting up the rational perspective as an economic booster or as an extravagancies. So he started putting up in the frame, and then he concluded as to why he concludes that it is an economy booster. I noticed he used a lot of filler words. So in case you could work on your filler words, it would be very impactful for your messages to pass through. For Brian, he did an excellent job. Again, very different style. His topics were linguistically very rich. He used a lot of proverbs. Then he connected it on a personal note. And the best part was that he illustrated his table topic with an example of the race. Like when there are illustrations, it's very easy to pass on the message to the others. So I think this was a very good part of his speech. And overall, I found it very well packaged. With regards to Kevin, I would say that he added as to how to see a simple topic in a broader perspective, because he connected the message to his own learnings. And he also used the word of the day. So this also reminds us that it's good if we try to use word of the day in our meetings. For Kevin, I would suggest in case he can also emphasize in the conclusions, in a way, repeat what he wants to say concretely, just to put in the emphasis in a nutshell again towards the end. So that would make it more impactful. Federico, excellently done, because he used the art of the storytelling. So he connected us through his personal storytelling experience. He used the narration style. So he was narrating in two persons, and he tried to actually complement it with his gestures as well. So I really appreciate this as an example of how we can use the impromptu for storytelling also. For Panis, he also did exceedingly well job. He did not only lift the subject, but he had an hidden message behind what he was telling, because he chose the example of rock climbing and he connected it with the age of the people. There was a ambient message in it, like whatever physical constraints one might see, if you're strong in your brain, you can do it. And towards the end, there was a call to the audience, involving audience towards the end as a conclusion, which is also a very good part he did brilliantly. So in all these 5 different table topics, we had something or the other to pick up and learn from as to how we can very well present ourselves in 2 to 3 minutes. With this, I give it back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. That was an excellent demonstration of evaluations for table topics, and you did it in very short fashion. You used your time very effectively. So thank you for that. Our next evaluation will be from the esteemed Toastmaster Michelle, who is vacationing. Hopefully, Michelle, your internet stayed with you long enough that we can get a grammarian report.
I can, I didn't get shared in safe drinking mode. Can you, Tiger, can you hear me?
I'm having a hard time hearing anyone else. No, we can't hear her. No.
Can you hear me?
Not very well. So I'm wondering, if you can, would you be willing to do a grammarian report? Are you?
Okay, so today it seems like we don't have any grammarian report because I was not so, I'm sorry, people, I'm not so present today. I have a situation here. So on the over the phone all the time. So I was not listening. So back to you.
How about this, Tiger? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, now it's better.
Yes, Michelle.
Okay, I'm on a weird, I guess my phone went into safe driving mode because I was moving it. Anyway, I hope you can hear me because I have a lot of comments and I can't see the timer, so I'm just going to try and stay within 3 minutes. So I loved several of the words and phrases. One was let's get this show on the road. It is so dynamic and enthusiastic. And many other phrases and words like laughter is the best medicine. Very good, yay. I like that. And I can't remember who it was to say, oh, I think this was Amy who said, I decided to see what the internet had to say about myself. And that was a good way of saying it. And there were so many powerful phrases in Amy's speech. Others bringing this bright sunshine, huge fear of being judged, silence is equal to security blanket, issues with being put in a box. And then when you had your conclusion, you said, life is not about being afraid. It's about understanding who you are, being okay with it, and let myself shine through. Such great words. And I can't remember who it was who said, fellow people of colorful range of life, and excel through the rabbit hole. I think that's Brian. Worshiper. Great word. Now, we have tendency, word of the day, I think Kevin used it 3 times, Brian used it, Shilpa, I think twice, Tiger at least once, I think maybe twice. I don't recall others, but maybe it was because I was in my audio. So there were several who used the word of the day in various forms. That's great. And I do notice that sometimes, because English is not a first language, some people, and English is a weird language, it has words like prepositions, which really are not needed in our language, like French or Latin or Italian. So we tend in English to miss those words. So it might be best to consider when you have a main verb, you either just don't use a preposition or don't use a pronoun after it. Just say, for example, come or explain, rather than add a pronoun, because then you're missing a preposition. But it doesn't really matter. We all understand each other. And that's the cool thing about this club. We are truly a global club. I think my time is up. I don't see the time, but anyway, back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Michelle. You excel at a very difficult task, which is the grammarian. And I am so glad that we were able to hear you, because that was exceptional. Our next evaluator is our awe counter. Kanang, can you please share with us how we did with our ahs and ums and so forth?
It's my turn. Thank you, Tiger. As counter as Sarah has 5 and 6 and I still have 5 and Amy repeat I and am, and Sunny pronunciation your name is correct. Sunny 10 and repeat we. Sunny, oh, wow. Your name is SENNY. You have 2 I don't know your name. I saw that his name is our impact. He has one and two That's it's all. Thank you. Back to you, Tiger.
Thank you very much, Kanang, for that detailed report. Excellent. I love how you smile when you tell people that they did a bunch of Oz. That takes away the intensity of it. And thank you so much, Kanang, for that. Excellent. And now we get to find out how we did with timing today. So Kim, can you please share with us how our timing went for this meeting?
So thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. The timings for the meeting right from the beginning, we've got Toastmaster, who was Sarah at the beginning. She did that 3 minutes were allowed. It was done in 3 minutes 34. 1 minute grammarian at the beginning for Michelle. She did that within 1 minute, and for the R counter Kanang, it was 1 minute 15. Our special demonstration by Shani, all about yoga laughter. Time allowed was up to 7 minutes. She did it in 8 minutes 3 seconds. Our second speaker was Amy. Time allowed up to 7 minutes. She did it in 6 minutes 52. Topics master, table topics rather. Seni, who spoke about the Olympic sign, she did that in 1 minute 46. Time allowed is up to 2 minutes. Mohammed speaking about Olympic villages, that was 1 minute 20. Brian speaking about the Paralympic image, that was 1 minute 30. Kevin speaking about competing against the strongest or the weakest, that was 1 minute 29. Federico speaking about swimming, 1 minute 33. And Panos speaking about mountaineering, that was 1 minute 40. For our table topics evaluator, the time allowed was up to 5 minutes. Yasmin did that in 4 minutes 22. And for the grammarian, speaking about Excel, the word of today in grammarian role, 2 minutes 39, up to 3 minutes was allowed. And our R counter to do that in 1 minute, and she did it in 1 minute 10 seconds. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator. Thank you, Tiger.
Thank you for that very timely timing report. We did excellent with times today. Thank you, everybody. So it is time for my general evaluation. I promised Panos I'd do this in 3 minutes. So Kim, please give me a yellow at 2.5, a green at 2. First of all, a seal. Excellent evaluation. I appreciate how you went down and specifically gave Amy things that she did very well, and then you gave her a couple very specific recommendations, and then finished with that it was a great speech. That was a world-class evaluation. Thank you so much for that. I was very excited to see what Yasmin was going to do with these evaluations. That is a lot of table topics to evaluate. She stayed within the time frame. She gave everybody kudos on what they did well, and she gave everybody, I believe, at least one recommendation of what they could have done better. Excellent job, Yasmin, and I appreciate the fact that we are flexible enough to add in things like this, and I would like to see this role done again. Michelle, what can I say about Michelle? I am so glad we got your audio back. That was an exceptional grammarian report. And what I love about it is, as I listened to Michelle, I realized just how amazing this meeting was. All the different things that were said, what we learned, what we enjoyed from each other. Just an excellent job, Michelle. Again, world class. Kanang, very detailed. I love how you smile and when you tell people that they said ahs and ums, because it just eases the pain, so to speak, because we all have improvements to make, but it just makes it so much easier to absorb that. Thank you so much, Kanang. Our timer, Kim, excellent job, very detailed, and I love the fact that she did her timing report in less than a minute, so the timer was very timely. Sarah, I have one thing to say for Sarah. Are you ready for this? Very good, very good. Yay! That was amazing, Sarah. And on that note, I'm going to give the meeting back to Sarah. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Tiger. Thank you for those great evaluations. Thank you all. I can believe we are reaching the final part of our meeting. It was very short for me. I hope you had so much fun as I did with this Olympic meeting, and I hope as well that you can take some good recommendations for your next speeches, for your next sports or any project you have, because we got many good ideas of all of you, how you try new sports or speeches or anything you are trying for the first time. And now I have to give the word back to Tiger, who told me that was 20 years coach. And I think that's a very important task for any athlete and for any speakers who want to become better, to have a good coach behind that helps, that give feedback, and that supports in any moment needed. So please help me with another big silent applause for Tiger to close our meeting today.
Thank you, Sarah. And again, excellent job. Amazing job for the first time as Toastmaster of RSS. That was absolutely fantabulous. My ultimate fantasy, to score the winning goal for Scotland to knock England out of the World Cup. And on that note, I'm going to end this meeting. Thank you, everybody. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to adjourn, and please stay around afterwards. All right.